like a dent on it.
See, there's
How
just
does
so
that
much
happen?
history with it. Like there's a really cool thing about vintage, and it's like you get to try to figure out what kind of life that this watch has lived before you got it.
Yeah. Recording.
And do not disturb.
Oh God.
We're live?
We're live.
We're live.
In our new and
Should
improved.
we close our door?
I could close the door. Sure. Here, hold my.
Got this thing.
Hey.
And blooper part 1. Here we go. All right, we're live. Welcome back to Normalize Talking About Watches. The boys are looking a little different today.
We're looking a lot different today.
As you might see, we've rearranged the room.
And we may or may not have destroyed it.
We kind of messed up.
And now I'm a little hesitant if that camera's even on me or not.
Is that camera on you?
Hold this.
So basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a space where we can have guests. So yesterday we decided, which was Sunday, we decided to completely rearrange the podcast room.
Right. And
today, when we came in to record, we realized that it was less than functional, I guess you would say. I'm going to take
a video for them.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I'll put it up on the screen.
Okay. Yeah.
To show
I like that.
What's going on.
So basically we looked at a bunch of different like podcasts on YouTube, and we're like trying to figure out how they have 3, 4, 5 people on them. A lot of them do like this V shape. So I don't know if you can tell, but we're kind of this couch is at an angle, and our goal was to have like 2 chairs on the other side, maybe. But at the end of the day, the couch isn't going to work.
It's too big.
It's too big.
It made sense. Obviously, the way you're looking at this with those cameras, they're not going to be able to tell, but the couch was over there.
Right.
And it was on a flat wall, and it worked over there. And the room is obviously situated this way.
Yeah.
So we tried to see if we could make it work, and it just doesn't work. But we're gonna just wing it, which is why you see us holding these today.
And we did not have to hold the microphones in the past. And now we do. So.
We have taken a huge step backwards, but we're learning that this is something we need to figure out. So we're gonna figure it out. So we can have some guests, which leads us into our topic of today's conversation.
Right. Yeah.
About the podcast update. If you want, go ahead. Give them a quick update.
Well, all right. So yeah, I guess what we're gonna do today is just talk a little bit about the podcast, some of the experiences that we're having, and in that breath, I think one thing that we're gonna try to focus on is create designated categories of episodes.
Yep.
And we would love to hear your guys' feedback of what you like listening to the most.
Like what kind of topic?
Just general categories. We're going to do some deep dive episodes into specific watches and brand highlights going into different brands. Maybe we'll do watches, specific price categories.
Which seemed to be a good hit. That's our highest.
Which seemed to be a good hit. That was like our #1 video on YouTube thus far.
Most watched, most views.
With the top 5 starter watches, right?
Which is we kind of knew that, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because it's such a relatable and it resonates with everybody, because you can't be priced out of that conversation, which is cool. Which obviously is a problem with the watch world, is a lot of people feel as though they may be priced out.
Right.
And those types of videos show you that you're not.
Correct.
And we joined the Swatch Club.
We're Swatch guys now.
We have so many swatches.
We have so many swatches. Tune into the last episode to see what happened there.
less than $500 for swatches.
And both of our brains were operating the same way of like, I'm going to do a swatch surprise.
Yeah, which is sick. So watch that
just
episode.
Makes no sense.
Don't leave this episode, but go watch that episode after this episode.
Yeah, and another podcast update. We've been looking into a little bit of the analytics. I think we have 42 subs now. So we have 42 subscribers. That is insane to me. It's awesome. Like I
thought we were gonna have 10.
I thought we were gonna have 10
forever.
And our goal is still to be wildly successful with this. Like we want to be a #1 watch podcast. I just didn't think that people were really going to listen on the front end. I didn't think they would take it seriously, and it seems like they are.
Yeah.
And that's more of what we're doing. We're trying to make this better and better and better. I mean, yesterday we strategized on what can we do to systemize what we're doing and try to provide more value back to the people that are watching.
Yeah. Make it an organized business.
Right.
Because it needs to have strategy behind it for it to, for it to be something that someone wants to watch. And it's not just because we also realize that we can talk for an hour.
Yes.
Easily.
Yes.
And we might not cover anything.
And we can ramble for an hour too.
So
right?
So we're basically trying to say, all right, let's make sure that hour is well used on actual, maybe there's segments. We do what's on our wrist. We do podcast update. We talk about, something random. And then we kind of go into our main beef of the podcast, which is what we've been doing, which is working really well. We just have to make sure that we stay planning so that it continues to go that way.
Yeah, and we want to provide the highest production value possible as well.
Right.
Which is kind of where we are today.
Funny
today
you
we're
say
struggling.
That, as I hold a microphone not meant to be held. Which, by the way, these are heavy.
They're heavy. It's an arm workout today.
These are heavy.
Our goal is going to be to get 4 chairs.
Yeah.
And have them as our setup always with side table next to them to put the microphones on, be able to put drinks on.
Yep.
Until then, this is what we're going to have. And realistically, we'll probably completely rearrange this room back to the way it was the next time we record. But for right now, this is what we got to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the room has the potential to get 4 chairs set up in a way that's going to look cool. And like you guys can't see, maybe on that camera, this wall behind Joe is like a blank canvas. So we're thinking we could make that like a cool backdrop, put the chairs somewhere in the middle of the space, put the cameras over there. And then that way we can get 4 people in here. And that's a little foreshadowing to, we've been chatting with some people and we've got some ideas for guests and we've got some people that are already like, we'll do it. So we want to be able to have a space that is conducive to 4 people max. And maybe one day we'll get a bigger space, but for right now we're dealing with what we have.
Knock out that wall, just make one massive room.
Imagine that.
I don't know if that's legal.
No, probably
quick
not.
no.
But that would be sick though.
That'd be great.
Yeah. So we'll make it work. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I mean that's the update. We are organizing ourselves, making this more of a business. We're going to plan out things strategically. We're going to have guests. We're going to collaborate with some local businesses, and I'm going to let Joe tell you guys what I mean by that because it's exciting stuff.
Yeah, it is. So we have partnered with Dimitri Jewelers, who is RL numero uno. That's our people. We talk about them all the time. We're going to continue talking about them. We have partnered with them to do an awesome watch giveaway.
So hype.
I don't remember exactly which episode it was. Was it 5 that I wore mine?
It was the most recent.
It was 6.
6.
It was the Swatch episode.
Yeah.
Okay. So episode 6, the last episode we did, I revealed that I bought a Hamilton watch, the Hamilton Field khaki or the khaki Field, and I bought it after talking about it on the top 5 starter watches. And so I was like, you know what? I went into Dimitri just to look at him. I put it on. I was like, crap, this thing's awesome. Got the 38 millimeter.
Go check out our Instagram. We got some pics on
there.
there.
Go check out Instagram. We've got
cool
the Hamilton watch up there that comes with a white dial. It comes with a black dial.
2 sizes.
2 sizes in 38 and 42.
You got 38?
I got the 38. I love the 38. Personally, I think it's more functional. All that to say, be thinking about it because we are going to do a giveaway. Partnered with Dimitri to do that. And we're giving away that Hamilton.
Well, and even better, we're going to give away the white one or the black one. We'll let
you choose.
We'll let the winner choose.
That's right.
Which is going to be sick.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that is. Tell them what they've got to do to be entered into the giveaway.
Yeah. So I think you're seeing this in real time. We haven't fully figured out exactly what the thing is going to be, but it's going to be pretty standard as to what you what you've seen in other giveaways, which will be like follow us on Instagram and follow Dimitri on Instagram and tag 3 of your buddies.
Right.
which will be the easiest way to hopefully, obviously, like full transparency. This is a way for us to get more people involved. And unfortunately, the human, psychology likes free shit.
That's right.
So we're going to give you guys some free shit.
That's right.
So it'll be cool. And it's a $500 watch. And you're going to get it for free. And it's sick. It's right. Probably, as you can fact check us, we've put it on our list of our top 5 watches because it's probably the most, in my opinion, it's the most bang for buck watch.
You're getting a lot of watch.
That you can get. Obviously, there's some that are going to be right up to par with it. But in at least in Dimitri, they have a bunch of brands. If you were to walk in there, that's the best bang for buck watch you can get.
It's super comfy. It looks really, really good. The lume's awesome. It's got a 24-hour time zone on it. Like you have the ability to, if you know that you're in the second half of the day, look at it and you've got the 24-hour numbers on there, which is nice when you're traveling internationally. It's small. The 38 is why I like it. It's small. It fits really well. Under stuff when you're skiing or if you haven't been hunting with it, but I'm sure it would be great for hunting. That's kind of what the use case is for it. So
it's rugged.
It's rugged. We think it's an awesome watch. I personally love it. Nikki C loves it.
It's sick.
And we think it's going to be kind of the first step of many to be able to provide you guys with a lot of value.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely awesome that Dimitri's open to partnering with us to be able to offer something like this. So
I'm just gonna say it. They texted us.
It's awesome.
They texted us and offered to do that, which is awesome. And obviously, we had been hinting at like we want to work with you, we want to figure something out, we want to do something, and they texted us and asked if we'd be interested in doing that, and obviously we both answered like hell yeah.
It's very humbling. It was not the first time because I think we have been taking this very serious from the beginning, and I hope that shows. But it was the first like a eureka moment. Yeah. It's like, rather than, us just thinking this is a possibility, someone else also does.
Yeah.
And they're willing to help us try and grow this thing and get it to where we want to be. So
I think it's awesome.
Yeah. This is the first step toward that.
Maybe we'll give away a Rolex one day.
Yeah, maybe we will.
Which would be sick.
Yeah. Which would be sick. Speaking of, today's a pretty special day and I'm kind of realizing that right now. So
it's a special day.
Yeah, I'd like to just go. You guys saw this watch. We'll do a little what's on the wrist epic part because it could get a little long-winded today. So I've got this watch on that Nikki C got me, and I love this thing. He got it for me last episode. Random surprise. I got us some swatches. Which,
that's a cool watch.
This one's awesome. He got us some swatches. This one's got a date function on it. It's brown. I think we've got some pictures of it up somewhere. Yeah. We can post some pictures on Instagram or post a close up right there just in case anyone hadn't seen the last episode, which if you haven't, go watch that.
Yeah.
This is the one thing I've got.
I was going to say, dive in. Review, okay? Give me honest feedback because obviously we don't know anything about these.
I enjoy having it on the wrist. It feels like nothing on my wrist, which is why I really love my Pulsar. That I have. It's super light. It just doesn't feel like anything is there. Relative to timekeeping, I think it's cool. Like it's fine. It serves the purpose. It is extremely frustrating to set this has got a date function on it,
which is insane.
It is so frustrating to set.
So walk us through it. What's the issue?
When there's a date function on a watch, like most of the time, you pull out the crown and you can pull it. It clicks like multiple times, right?
They have a quick set.
A quick set. So you pull it out like the first time, and maybe it'll change the date or the day, and you pull it out the second time, and it'll change the time. That's like your basic way of setting one of those watches. So this one, it works like 5% of the time when I pull it out the first time to change the date, the day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, etc. It works like 10% of the time, but it doesn't usually work. It does work if I pull it all the way out and I go through an entire day, and then it'll change. But the date never changes unless I'm just changing the time.
There's no quick set.
There's no quick set. So as of right now, today's Monday. As of right now, I'm on Sunday, the 26th, and it drives me
Well, the thing about that watch is, though, once it's set once,
you're good.
You never have to set it again.
Unless you set it in February.
Oh, because it's a date. It's not set for a leap year or anything.
No.
Yeah.
So it's going to be frustrating. It's going to continue to
You might have to set it a couple times.
I might have to set it a couple times.
Yeah.
So not the end of the world.
Yeah.
But that's my one beef with it. It's just the day-date function is really, really...
Makes you appreciate the quick set function on a really expensive watch.
Right.
Because it just shows how much thought goes into the mechanism.
Absolutely.
And like the fact that there's a way for you to change the date only without messing with anything else on the watch is pretty impressive.
It is.
Dang.
So that's what I got on my wrist. And so just kind of on the topic of day dates, maybe we can see what's on your wrist, Nikki C.
I bought... What is my favorite watch? Can you see it? I hope
you can.
Who knows? I got myself a vintage day-date. A Rolex 36 millimeter, which we know your boy loves the 36. From 1985, which is awesome. Shout out Matt at Dimitri. I mentioned this watch, I don't know, maybe 2-3 months ago. Kind of like, I really want one. I don't want to pay crazy amounts of money. Little backstory, the new ones are $40,000. Mm-hmm. They are solid gold. Straight up, like solid gold. Whole thing's gold. If you get the chance to hold one, you will feel it.
And that's new as of the past couple years?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be someone, hopefully someone out there can fact check us in the comments or something, but I don't know when that came about. These older ones, they are hollow gold links. Mm-hmm. So presidential bracelet, which I mean is just second to none in my opinion. It's unbelievable. All the links are hollow. So it is way less gold. It's 18 karat gold, but it's so much less in weight, aka it's so much less in price. So when I became, educated on that and found out that they're actually attainable if you go on the vintage route, I started to, put out some like, hey, let me show me some good examples of a vintage day-date in yellow gold. So Matt, a couple come through the doors. It's a common watch. Well, it's not super common, but it's common enough that a couple of them came through the doors. He would show them to me. And I looked at them and I'm like, wow, I like the vintage 10 times more than the new one. It's not as flashy. Obviously, it's still yellow gold, but it's not as like shiny. It's got that patina on it. I mean, this watch is 10 years older than I am. And they're light. It's a lot lighter on your wrist. The solid gold one is actually like, it's similar to me holding this microphone. Mm-hmm. It's heavy. And it is just so shiny and like new luxury. Whereas this gives me like vintage old school money.
Dude, I need you wearing like a terry cloth collared shirt.
I would love to wear that.
Drinking I don't even know, just
like a Negroni bourbon or something. Bourbon would be great.
With no ice cube, just bourbon neat.
Yep.
Turtleneck.
I need to, can you hold this for a sec? Hold it at the bottom because I'm worried about the top making
okay. King Ding. King Ding is on every episode. We're gonna make him a shirt, King Ding.
Yeah. Okay. The reason I'm taking this off is so I can show you how worn this is. Mm-hmm. This is a nice, for those of you who may not know, this is a nice way to quick check the
bracelet.
Yeah, just the wear and tear and the use of a bracelet. When they're brand new, which I wish we had one to show you, but when they're brand new, this will stick straight out.
Said me too.
Yeah, that would be amazing if we had a brand new one. This will stick straight out. As you can see, this is bent, which means that the links have just separated over time, which is basically, long story short, the rod in between each link holding it together is moving so much that it used to fit perfectly in its spot, but now
it's stretching.
Now it's stretching. So it just falls. This is actually not that bad.
No, that's really good. That's like a 6, right? I think
Matt maybe told me it was like a 6 or a 7 out of 10 in terms of like quality of this specific era of watches. But I've seen them to the point where you hold this up and this is almost directly straight hanging down, 90-degree angle. And then at that point, it's not as comfortable to wear. So this is actually a great find. And another little thing is, I'll wrap it up, but I wanted the white dial, which is a white dial with like gold Romans. And then this is the one that happened to just come in. And let it be known that I walked into Dimitri to, what did I even go in there for? I went in there to see, they had the Omega that's competing. God, this is annoying, huh? They had the Omega on display that's competing with the new Rolex Deep Sea Challenge. So it's like Omega's version of the super deep dive watch.
Really?
Yeah, and they posted it on Instagram. Just checking our time.
Is that their Planet Ocean? Is that what it is?
I have no idea what it's called, to be honest.
Okay.
We'll put it up on the screen.
Yeah.
But I went in there to check it
Omega.
out because I just wanted to see like how I mentioned in a previous episode, I got to try on the Deep Sea Challenge.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go in and just see how different or big or whatever it was. And of course I walk in and Matt comes out of the back with this big smile on his face holding this watch. And I bought it. But the reason I bring up the white dial is I thought I wanted the white dial until I saw this. And this to me is just so much more vintage looking. And like it makes the whole watch is now gold. It's the champagne dial. And it's sick. And having the day of the week on your watch is severely underrated.
Yep.
Until you have it and you're like, it's Monday.
Yep. And until you have it, it's wrong.
You need to fix yours so that we can both always know. But yeah, it's awesome. This is my favorite watch of all time. And I'm happy that I have this. And the reason I didn't want to wear this too soon, but I'm wearing it because I wanted to basically make the point of this whole podcast more apparent. This is a watch that a lot of people I think would be afraid to wear.
Yeah.
Due to the fact that it's a gold Rolex. And I'm here to say fuck that. And I'm wearing this with a t-shirt, as you can see, and joggers and Yeezys, and I'm gonna wear this just like this all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't care what people think. And I wore it to work today and I ran into a bunch of people and nobody said shit.
Good.
So that is why we're doing this podcast.
They could have said nice watch. I mean, they could have said
that would have been great. That would have been great. But, in my head at least, I would have assumed, and this is why it's so wrong to assume this way, I would have assumed that it comes off as douchey or people are like, oh, wow, like, must be nice. Like, oh, is that your parents' money? Like, there's so many things that can just come.
There's so many stigmas that we are trying to get away from.
Yes. And the reality is a lot of them don't actually exist. Most of them exist in your own head.
And perception is reality.
Yeah, but exactly. And that's all that matters. So, long story short, I'm wearing this also because I wanted to start taking pictures of it and like sharing it. And I've been trying to keep it a secret for so fucking long because I wanted to release it on the podcast. But now be prepared for overloads of photos of this watch because it photographs so well because it's so imperfect that like taking close-up photos of it, it's scratched up, it's bent, it's loose. I'll take a bunch of photos, but like the 9-hour marker has like a dent on it.
See, there's just so much history with it. Like there's a really cool thing about vintage, and it's like you get to try to figure out what kind of life that this watch has lived before you got it.
Yeah. It's 10 years older than me.
Like I love it. Like my Pulsar is 1978. A 1978 Pulsar.
Yeah, that's sick. Like that watch has been through double the amount of time.
I think about it all the time. I'm like,
yeah,
that's really interesting. Have things from 1985 like stuck out to you more? I want since you got that.
Yes, I have a new appreciation.
Like a car?
I've always had that. I was just about to go that route. I'm a massive car guy. I love cars. I've always had an interest in kind of old cars, but recently I'm like way more into new cars. I love the new like technology. I never saw myself driving an old car until not this watch, until I became like an old Porsche fan. Right. And I was like, okay, these are sick. Now, I mean, it would just complete the package to get a 1985 Porsche or just something from that era to show that like this is what luxury was back in the day. And now it's funny. Now it's like more sought after, like those Porsches are going up in value astronomically. These watches go up in value, not this one necessarily, but old stuff is coming back because people have realized like they're appreciating the quality that was put in such a long time ago, and things exist now.
They don't make them like they used to.
Yes, that quote is not wrong. I mean, this is a watch with no battery, and it is. Yeah. I don't know the exact way that you're supposed to refer to how off the movement is. It's like people say it's like plus or minus 2 seconds or something a day. That's what this is.
I wish that I knew that stat.
I know what this one is. Matt told me it's like
plus or minus
2.
A couple seconds per day.
Which, for a watch with no battery that is 37 years old, is insane. It is functioning, in my eyes, perfectly. Like, which is nuts. And it's a legit movement. You know, it's a day, a date, and a time. Right. That's a lot of stuff going on.
And it's also like another really cool thing about watches, specifically nice watches that are really well made. Sometimes you're not just buying a watch for yourself, right? Like you're buying a watch for your heirlooms. And you're buying a watch for your kids, or maybe you're buying a watch for somebody else down the road that might buy it secondhand from the gray market from Matt.
Yeah.
From Dimitri, right?
Right.
So like there's like a lot of, and it's just going to continue to work and have these years. I mean, there's watches that are 50 years old that are still functioning
and
beautifully. It's incredible that these things have been built and made, and it's just really cool to find other people that have an appreciation for that. And our watch knowledge is growing more and more and more, but trying to really understand what's on the inside of these things and why they are so valuable. What makes the prices hold and go up, or certain brands maybe don't go up in value, and why. That's all kind of the stuff that we're wanting to bring to the table for everybody.
Yeah, that's a perfect segue into the end, because we're running low on time.
Yeah.
We're doing another quick episode, by the way.
Yeah.
A little 30-minute. We're going to see how these work. They're much easier for us to record, and it allows us to stay, in my opinion, I'm just learning this, not that we like planned it, but it allows us to stay on topic and kind of accomplish like what we wanted to.
Absolutely does.
Discuss.
Mentally, you're thinking about like, okay, we're not
got to keep it moving.
Full time. Let's stay, let's stay moving.
But no, I mean, what I was going to say is basically like, the synopsis of where we're at is basically, for instance, this episode, we're going to label as a podcast update.
This is a podcast update.
That's going to be the category that this type of episode will be, and that will be on the YouTube. Well, it'll say podcast update, like we're giving away a watch or something, whatever. And that way when you go to the channel, you know exactly what to expect.
And we can segment out, like we can categorize things on YouTube too.
Which is, it's awesome.
We'll be able to say deep dive into the Patek 5711. And we'll go into the history of the 5711 and really do a lot of homework for you, so that we have a lot of knowledge to bring to the table. Do some market updates. Yeah. There's a whole slew of categories. If there's something that we haven't mentioned that you guys would love to hear about, you want us to study up on and present to you, we'll do that. So just tell us.
Please,
DM us. We love getting DMs, comments.
We've gotten a lot more engagement than I thought.
Right, and
which is awesome.
Yeah, the only way we're gonna grow is if you all share the show. So share the show, like, subscribe.
Just go right into the outro.
Send us some
last seconds.
Send us some DMs. DM us if you listen to this and you got to hear. Comment on our most recent picture on Instagram, which is the Hamilton Field khaki. We're going to be giving it away. And comment black or white. That would be your submission into the giveaway, among other ways. And we will post again.
Yeah, we'll do about
how to do that. Just another post on follow us, follow Dimitri, tag 3 of your friends, and comment black or white, whichever one you would want.
Yeah. And I think we'll do like I'll go there and grab a photo of the black one so that we have to show you guys what it is. Yeah, and then we'll repost it and we'll do like an official giveaway post.
Right. All right. Are we gonna turn into Bitmojis?
We may.
Okay. We're gonna be Bitmojis. Maybe not.
I don't know. We're at 28 minutes.
People like them. So
yeah. Well, I think that's it.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for listening.
Yep. Appreciate it as always.
Like, subscribe, share the show. Tell your friends how bad we are. Tell your friends how good we are. Whatever.
We'll be back to the new setup.
We'll be back. We'll fix the room.
Or the old setup. I don't know. Whatever works.
We're going to fix the room.
Thanks for watching.
Yep. Thank you.
See ya.